Heavy but floats. Closing day video. The big idea. Humans have used logs, bundles of reeds, hollow, trunk, canoe, cruise ship to move or transport goods across the rivers and oceans. The challenge. Given 4 laminated sheets of paper, build the boat that will hold the most weight without sinking. How do ships stay afloat? Why does the shape of the ship hull affect the stability? What are the different types of hull for boats? How did the mass of the water that was displaced compare to the mass of the floating object?
Because what is floating has a lower mass to volume than whatever is floating in.
How can a ship that weighs a massive amount float in water while small things like pebbles sink? When a ship is in the ocean, gravity is a constant downward force on the ship. But the water that the ship is in has a constant upward force on the ship called buoyant force. Archimedes' principle is that the buoyant force of a fluid is equal to the weight of the displaced liquid. A ship will float as long as it weighs less than the amount of water the hull can displace. If a ship's load is too heavy, it will sink.
Weight, how heavy something is, and volume, how much space it takes up. To understand why things float, it helps to understand why things sink. First, let's put a bowling ball in a bucket of water. The bowling ball and the water can't be in the same place at the same time. The water has to move out of the way to make room for the bowling ball. This is called displacement. It means being pushed out of place. So, as the ball goes down, it pushes the water up. Once the ball is completely underwater, it has all the space it needs. Then the water stops moving up. The balloon doesn't weigh much, but it does weigh something. If you look closely, you'll see it's displaced just a little water. The water it displaced weighs the same as the balloon. Boats work the same way. Boats are heavy, but they are also very large, and a lot of that space is just air. Because boats are so large, they displace an enormous volume of water. All that water is heavy. The boat can't push down more than its own weight, so the weight of the water keeps it afloat.